Next, the regression line. So the next step we want to do is determine an equation of the line that models the data. And that line is called the regression line, or the line of best fit. It best fits the data. So where do we get the regression line? Well, consider on the right a scatter plot of just 6 variables, 6 dots. For each point, there's an observed y value, which is the value at the point, and there's a predicted y value that's predicted by the line. So I'm going to pick this one here. This is the actual data point. So it's got an x and it's got a y. This y is the actual observed value. It's what really happened. If we look at the line, the regression line is also called the predictor line. It is a model for the best fit of the data to some sort of line. So it's used to predict values of the data. So if I look at that line, it's also got a point here just below the other one. I'm going to use a different color. Let's use blue. So here's the point on the line directly below it. And that point is also some sort of XY. And that Y is called the predicted value of Y. So that length we call the residual. That distance between the observed value minus the predicted value. Okay, so let me pick an example. Suppose this point here is let's say 4, 10. And this point below it is 4, 8. Then the residual would be 10 minus 8, or 2. Okay. All of the points that are above the line have an observed that is larger than the predicted because they're higher. So that means the residual is going to be positive. And points below the line the observed y is less than the predicted y. So that means the residual would be negative. At the end, we're going to go through a whole example with all these pieces together. Okay? So the way usually people remember residual is observed minus predicted. Observed y minus predicted y. The regression line is the line for which the sum of the squares of the residuals a minimum. That's just how they make it. They make it so those residuals, if you square them and add them up, it's as small as possible. We're not going to make that line. We are going to have StatCrunch make that line. Okay, you ready?